And in today's live stream, we're going to be doing all signs tarot reading. We'll be diving into a rapid 3-card spread for each zodiac sign, covering spiritual guidance, career and money, and love. So be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising sign, and do feel free to cross-watch for insight on those that you care about. And if you are new here, I go live every Monday and Friday for personal readings. So please do join us then. Just bring your questions and receive a free reading. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any messages. But let's see what Spirit has to say today. We are going to start off with the lovely Aries. So let's get going. Today's deck is the Muse Tarot deck. So Spirit, please start us off with messages for Aries. And what's coming up for Aries in the near future. Ooh. What should they should be focusing on? Their spiritual focus, please, Spirit. Money and career. And last but not least, love. Okay, so Aries, first up with your spiritual focus, what does Spirit want you to really focus on at this time? We have the Two of Voices, which in the traditional deck is the Two of Swords. And this is all about needing to make a decision. You may already be aware of what that is, but you will find yourself a fork in the road. Okay, with the Two of Voices, that's what this card is all about. It can get you in your head for sure. We see this kind of scratch in the head. It can feel like your mind is somewhat scrambled. A situation, sometimes it might be, do I move on? Do I stick at this situation out? Do I stay in this relationship? Do I not? So tell what resonates to whatever's going on for you. Like I say, you may already know what this is and be in this kind of energy, or this is what's coming up for you. Now, the advice is always with the Two of Voices, it's your intuition. We need to get out of our heads. We need to stop thinking about the shoulds and the should nots. And instead, we need to go with our gut and our instinct. So do what you can to ground yourself, if that's through meditation, if that's through exercise, if that's talking to loved ones, or all of the above. But this is a significant choice that is going to determine the next steps of your future. So gather all the information that you can, and then ultimately listen to your gut and your intuition, because that is trying to speak to you, and you need to try to quiet the noise, tune out the noise. Okay, and let's see what career and money is bringing for you, Aries. Nine of Emotions, all about self-care. This card is Nine of Emotions. So in this area of work and of money, maybe you have been working too hard. Maybe you have been pushing yourself in. This is a card, really, I would say, in this placement, to be careful of burnout. Yeah. Nine of Emotions, or Nine of Cups, is time to carve some time out for yourself. Do something that is just for you. Whatever self-care is to you, is it getting out in nature? Is it being able to do some yoga? Slow down. All this energy is about slowing down, okay? And in the message that comes through as well, that with, in money and career, it's always about We're always told that it's about working harder and doing more, but rest is just as important as action. So we don't want to be spinning our wheels in this area. So take some time out, regroup, fill your cup, whatever that means to you. How do you fill your cup? You need to do more of that, even if it's just rest, even if it's just switching off devices, putting on your eye mask and just tuning out the world. That is true rest. Yeah. To bring yourself back to yourself. This will help with whatever this decision is as well. And you'll actually find more information through non-action, and then we can make some real decisions that are good for us, okay? Interesting. We need to take a pause. Love. Let's see what's going on for love. Oof. We have the Eight of Voices. More anxiety, Aries. More, very much in your head. Hey, Kitty. Aries here. Nice to have you. Hey, country. Nice to see you all in the chat, guys. Thanks for your comments. Kitty says, literally have been in this thought process for a week now. So some Eight of Voices is more stuck energy, is more in your head. And Eight of Voices talks about it's a prison of our own making, okay? It can be when we're in that headspace, when we're in our heads and we begin overthinking. It's so hard to stop that train of thought, isn't it? Jump into worst case scenarios. So in the area of love as well, the Aries, you are putting too much pressure on yourself. And we are thinking worst case scenarios. Now, the history behind this card is this woman is blindfolded. This woman is bound. And what she doesn't realize is that she can actually free herself. It's if she can remove that blindfold, she can see the situation more clearly. At the minute, she's just focusing on worst case scenarios, catastrophizing somewhat, is in the fear, is in the anxiety, and that's what's driving you very much at the moment, Aries. So try to do everything that you can, rest, get into the body energy, drop down the energy through exercise, through meditation, journaling, whatever tools that you use, because it's not a great place to make decisions from this fear and from anxiety. We need to look after ourselves, Aries, at the moment more. Hope that resonated for you, Aries. Keep us posted. Drop in the chat if this resonates, if you're an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, my loves, moving on to now. Beautiful Taurus. Let's see what comes through for you. You're welcome, Kitty. I'm glad that resonated. It is. Overthinking is so draining, so tiring. I hope you can find a way to fill your cup. Oh, these cards are boxing today. Let's see what's going on for Taurus. Spiritual focus for Taurus, please, Spirit. Work and money, career and money, and love. Okay. Kicking off with a major arcana for Taurus. How exciting. The Wheel of Fortune. Spirit wants you to focus on or bring the promise that change, big change, is very near. So the Wheel of Fortune, with it being a major arcana, this talks about significant change, okay? So it's no minor thing. Something that you have been hoping to see movement on for some time. The Wheel of Fortune talks about, you know, when we've been working on something Or maybe just feeling a heaviness of an energy, okay, where we've been push the wheel up. It's like this weighing the weight of the world on your shoulders. An immense amount of effort and energy. And it can feel like nothing is going right for you, you know, that spirit doesn't really have your back. You can feel even abandoned by spirit at times like this, when we're at this stage of just pushing the wheel. It's like it's all on us. And then the Wheel of Fortune, though, says it's like when suddenly we get to the top and the wheel spins and we're on the other side, and we're on that sense of flow comes back. Okay, spirit feels like it's with us again. Doors seem to open, you know, the lights are turning green, that kind of energy. We're getting the green light and we feel supported once more. It's also about luck, so a stroke of luck, a breakthrough. So ride that wave when it comes and embrace it. And if you have been feeling that heaviness, or you have been feeling like somewhat of a loss maybe of where to go with the situation, this talks about a significant breakthrough, and things will get easier and the weight will be off, and it's like you can just be carried for a while more. This rush of energy, this rush of news, a lucky break. So that's a nice energy to start off with. Then we move on to career and money. Ace of Emotions. Funny, second sign, and we have emotions in the place of our money and our career. And emotions are all about matters of the heart more, being sensitive, being soft with ourselves. Ace of Emotions, Taurus, is remembering again to be kind of kind to yourself in this area. Taurus are incredibly hard workers, can get a bit carried away with money. Brings Taurus security. I mean, it brings us all, but particularly with Taurus, you know, money equals security for Taurus in the way of earning money that is also more fulfilling emotionally. So maybe you are in a job that is just for the money, and it doesn't fill your cup. And the Ace of Emotions talks about an opportunity, because it is an ace, a new beginning coming towards you, that not only brings financial reward or career success, but also fills your cup, which is the ideal, right? It's kind of almost what we're all looking for. So look out for that, Taurus. Embrace it. Could be in the job that you're already in, or it could be an additional revenue stream. Some kind of opening, some kind of opportunity will present itself, and it will be a way to earn money or a way to succeed in career, something that maybe you have been working on in the past, but you've never quite had been able to gain any traction with it. And this is a first step, an opportunity, potential. Let's see what's going on in love. Now, depending on your situation with love, okay, so it can be that you're single, obviously in a relationship, everyone will be in a different circumstance. You might even be single and not looking for love. So it can be about with love with friends and family. So whatever applies to you, okay? But Ten of Voices is there's been some heartache, there has been some deep wounds that have happened in this area. Painful, okay? So you could have been hurt by someone that you're still in a relationship with. There may be an ex now, or this could be, like, say, friends and family, some kind of betrayal that you are dealing with. It still feels like you are in healing mode, Taurus, from this. But what Ten of Voices also signifies is that you are nearing out the end of this cycle. Okay, so it may have felt unbearable, and maybe even though you are healing now, it still feels like you're deep in the throes of the pain of it, and there maybe doesn't seem a clear way out yet. But Spirit comes to remind you and to bring you some peace, hopefully, to say that the worst is over in some respects in this area, and what comes after the 10 is an ace. So there is a new beginning that will happen in this area of your life that is coming up. I feel like you're still, like I say, in the kind of throes of the pain and the healing, and maybe not, it's too intense for you to be able to see a way out or see that you're nearing the end of this, but you are. The worst is over. When we see a 10, it's the end of a cycle, and what comes after this 10 is the ace. So try to take comfort and peace in the knowledge of that, okay, Taurus? So I hope that resonated for you, Taurus. Let me know in the comments if it did, in the chat. Okay. Moving on to our Geminis. I hope you're well, Gemini. Let's see what's coming up for you. Spirit, please bring through messages for our Geminis. Spiritual focus for Geminis, please. What does Gemini need to be focusing on right now on their spiritual path? Career and money, please, Spirit. And love, please. Okay. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. We have 7 of emotions, 7 of cups. So this is, Gemini, for you, the 7 of emotions talks about options, choices. And it's always great to have options and choices, okay? But what you need to do now, Gemini, your job, your role, okay, is to decipher what is right for you. And the shadow side of the 7 of emotions, or the 7 of cups, is that we can somewhat be in a state of delusion, in that we can look at certain options and certain opportunities and want them to be right for us, but deep down we know that they're not right for us, and maybe it can often be something that is too good to be true. So this could be an opportunity from a person or for a situation that comes up in life, or it's like there's something that you desire and that you want to happen that is coming through. But we need to stay grounded at this time. We need to be brutally honest with ourselves about making the right decision and about choosing the right choice, rather than going for something that we kind of want to be true, want to be real, because that's going to cause issues, obviously, down the line for us. It's kind of like if you got offered a job and on paper it looks like you know, it pays really well, it in theory looks like almost like your dream job, but when you kind of look at the fine print, actually there's loads of travel which wouldn't be suitable for you. you didn't like the manager when you had the interview. You know, it's kind of stuff like that. So even though we want this job to be right for us, we know really that it's not the one. And maybe the option where the hours suit, it's kind of a stepping stone, it's a job that suits our lifestyle and our circumstances, and it would be a great stepping stone to the ideal job. Okay, that was just one example, but this could be, you know, a love relationship, it could be about moving house, it could be a million and one opportunities, you know, choosing the right university or school to go to. You know, you kind of want to go, you wish this was right for you, but you know in your heart of hearts that this other one, maybe less glamorous kind of option, is actually would work better for you. That kind of energy. Next, we have career and money, Gemini. Oof. We have the Tower. So Tower is upheaval, struggle, which you may have experienced in this area. It can even talk about job loss. In this area of or money loss, you may have experienced that recently, Gemini, have been through something turbulent is what it suggests. The tarot card always talks about, you know, that we think that something that we almost had banked on being secure, like a job that maybe we thought that, you know, we had for life, or a job that we thought we had for the foreseeable, and then it's like the carpet gets ripped from under us, the business goes under, and it's like really just shakes everything up for us, and we have to like start again in many respects and rebuild. But the positive energy of the Tower card, even though it can feel very shocking and upheaval at the time, what it's actually doing is it's an intervention from spirit, who is kicking, it can feel like kicking the legs out from under you, but it's clearing out all the negative energy that does not align for you. It's taking you away from something that was not meant for you, was not on your path, was not best for you. Even though you didn't see the signs, you felt like you were doing the right thing, but spirit intervenes. Spirit knows better in a way, really, sometimes, or always better than us, many times, what's right for us. And sometimes it comes in very shockingly and just says, this isn't meant for you, picks you up out of the situation and literally drops you in a new situation and says rebuild from the ground up what is actually meant for you. So try to hold that in mind, Gemini, when this Tower moment is happening. Try to see that it's actually for your higher self, and spirit is putting you on the right path, and what is swept away was not meant for you. I like the expression, what's for you won't go by you. So last but not least, we have love. We have the Muse of Inspiration. So a few messages here. Obviously, it all can apply differently to whatever, like I touched on before about your love situation. You may be single, you may be in a relationship. This could be love about family and friends. So take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't, okay? For some of you, this could be a person that is in your life or about to enter your life, okay? The Muse of Inspiration is, in traditional deck, is the King of Wands. This can be a fire sign, or this can be prominent in their chart. The Muse of Inspiration is someone who is very charismatic, okay? They are ruled by fire, so they are passionate, they are natural leaders, they have got lots of enthusiasm, they're often fun to be around. So this could be, for some of you Geminis, for you single Geminis, it can be a love prospect, a new love prospect coming in. For those who are in a relationship, or like I say, are dealing with more like a family and friendship love, that's where your focus is. You're not looking for romance. This can be about needing to step into your own muse of inspiration or King of Wands energy, where you need to maybe take control of the situation, because the muse of inspiration is fantastic at that. Like I say, natural born leaders. They are someone who makes things happen. They don't wait for someone to give them a pass, or they don't wait for others to start things, start projects, or start the change that you want in your relationship. It's like, this sounds like a cliche, but it's coming through. It's like you need to be the change rather than wait for the signal or for others to do it. So you need to step into your muse of inspiration fire and begin to make things happen and somehow take control of this situation, of the relationships in your life, of the love in your life. And we can do it in not a heavy way. It can be, like I say, the King of Wands is inspiring. They inspire others to change. They are high energy, positive energy, enthusiasm. So we can do it. We can approach that, be the change in that way. The best people to get buy-in and to get people on board is to show how much fun this change can be, to show how positive and good for everyone this change will be. And then people may get on board and follow your lead. So Gemini, I hope that resonated for you. Let me know in the comments if it did. But love and light to you. Okay. So next up we have our lovely Cancers. Let's see what's going on for our Cancers. Spirit, please bring messages through for our lovely Cancers. What does their spiritual focus need to be? Please tell us what is going on in their area of money and career. And last but not least, what's going on for love? Okay. Major Arcana for spiritual focus, Cancer. Look, this is your moon as well, your planet, the moon for Cancer. How apt. So the moon is all about the subconscious to me, what is going on underneath the surface. And maybe you are feeling quite in your feelings and moody even, yeah, that the Cancer energy can be about, it can bring up as well our insecurities, and it's something about as well with, whenever I see this card, the moon, that we're in that mysterious energy, something that matters to us a lot. It could just be where we're at in life, on our life path, that we're in the unknown. You're not sure what next move to make. You're not sure what is coming next for you. Now, this could be in a specific situation, like a relationship or work. And because it feels tenuous, because you haven't got a clear path, that naturally brings up fears, brings up worries, brings up insecurities. It's like this moon feels very looming, okay? Ominous is the word, yeah? And what we need to do, I feel like the focus or the message from Spirit, what it's asking you to do, there is an element of surrender to this. To try not to see that because we don't know what's coming, because we are in the dark, so to speak, we're in a period, almost like an in-between period of in limbo, comes to mind as well. We need to get, all of us, but you know, Cancer specifically for you, get comfortable with that somehow. Because this can be when we don't know what's happening, when we're in our when the path isn't clear. Sometimes this is when we can be our most creative. This is when we can be our most, come up with our best ideas, have our moments of genius, when we are trying to kind of piece together what comes next, piece together a situation. Because when we know exactly, you know, when the sun is shining and we have a clear path ahead, we kind of switch off in that way, because we don't, understandably, we don't have to think about what's happening next, or how can we make this work, or what do I want, what do I need, where am I going next. So we switch off and we get less creative and we just go through the motions more. But when the lights are off, when we're in the dark and all we have is our intuition, all we have is our guts to rely on, we get very sharp, okay? We get sharp in our thinking and we get creative with our ideas and begin to become very resourceful. So this is quite an intense message, but this is what's coming through for you, Cancer. I hope it resonates, that if you are trying not to see this as like a negative thing, this is also, you know, this is your ruling planet. So there's a lot about these qualities of, this is where you thrive, Cancer. I know that you like security and you like what you know in many respects. So in some ways this is pushing you out of your comfort zone, but I feel like that you, if you can let go a bit and accept that you are in the unknown right now and you don't have all the answers, then you can free yourself somewhat and get creative and get ingenious and get inspired about coming up with out of the box thinking, and something really exciting could come from that. Next up, career and money for you, Cancer. Interesting. Another emotions card in the area of money, which is coming through for lots of signs today. Six of emotions, okay, is, it's interesting. It's about nostalgia. It's about the past. So in the place of career and money, there's some kind of, what I feel like is that maybe that you've sacrificed a part of yourself to maybe progress in your career, for progressing money. You know, there are times in life when obviously we have to suppress parts of ourselves in order to, you know, have the security and the money in the world that we live in. It's tough, you know, we have to do what we've got to do to survive. But Six of Emotions is about children, or it's about, so it could be for some of you, if you are a parent, that you are feeling some sadness and loss about maybe not being able to have enough time with your children because work and money is taking you away from that. Maybe, if possible, this is something that you can look at, about maybe this is something that's been weighing on your mind, about if you need to, if it's possible to switch up hours, job, to something where you can actually be more present with your children. If this loss and sadness has been persistent for some time, that's a very specific message for some people. For others, it can be, if you know, if you aren't a parent, it can be about our inner child and our creativity, and again, something that we've lost, something that we've given up and sacrificed somewhere along the line. It feels like for money, for career, and trying to find a way, if possible. You know, we may need to switch things up in a big way, Cancer, or it can just be in small way. About carving out some time and trying to see if what we do in this world can in any way also incorporate, you know, our inner child and things that we love and things that we enjoy. And or maybe it's about carving out some time outside of work to satisfy and feed different parts of ourselves, our inner child. Maybe it's about giving less to the job and less to work, so we've got more energy and more time to give to our inner self, our inner child, our inner world. Or for some of you, like say, this can be actually our children. So take what resonates with that, or it could be both, you know, for some of you as well. But yeah, there's this sadness and loss that is lingering, that has maybe gone on for too much time, and that we are sacrificing too much for work and money, the material stuff, that yes, we have to do what we need to do to survive. But is there any wiggle room? Is there, what changes can we make to satisfy this part of ourselves, or be with our family more if that's what's needed? Moving on to love for you, Cancer, and we have the Seven of Materials. This is a much more grounded energy, the first kind of grounded card, Cancer, that has come up for you in your reading. Now, like I say with love, whatever situation, you may be in a relationship, you may be single, or you may not be interested in a romantic relationship, then this can apply to friends, family, love, yeah? Seven of Materials is about, you've made a lot of progress in this area. Maybe you've worked on yourself a lot. Maybe you've worked on a relationship a lot. So if you're in a relationship, then it's like we have tended these flowers, okay? We have tended the garden and we've made progress. So you may not feel it, but you have made progress, okay? Same if you're single, maybe you've been working on yourself. You've made progress, you're setting yourself up in a good position for the next love interest to come through, okay? We're in a stable energy. We've worked hard on something. Like say, if it's family, friendships, maybe you've worked hard to rebuild relationships, to build good connections. This real a kind of solid foundation energy come from here. Maybe there was a period when there was, you know, things were much more chaotic, yeah, and we understood and we recognized we needed to work on this, or work on ourselves, and you've done just that. Now, with the Seven of Materials, this is about, okay, so we've done the work. Now let's not continue to just now this is a period to pause, Cancer, okay, and now kind of look up and assess the situation. Take in what you've done. Take in, Seven of Materials is all about what works, what doesn't. So don't just keep digging, you know, with the head down in a way and just work, because now we need to pause and we need to work smarter, not harder. It's that kind of energy. So look back on the past, lift the head up, take a moment of pause, Cancer, recognize how far you've come, give yourself a pat on the back, and then now strategize. Maybe it's time to switch things up again. Maybe now, you know, if you've done, say if you're single, if you've done work on yourself, maybe now it's time to start dating and get back out there, yeah? if we're in a relationship, we've rebuilt, so maybe it's now time we can take the pressure off, or maybe now we can start testing the relationship a bit more, and you know, maybe break some rules that we've set for ourselves, maybe, you know, begin to loosen up a bit. I feel like it's almost like you've done the groundwork. Now let's broaden our horizons, I feel like. So there we go, Cancer. I hope that resonated for you. Let me know in the comments if it did, or in the chat if we've got any Cancers here. Hey Rondo, Capricorn. No, we're not. We're just on Cancer now, so we haven't done Capricorn yet. Hey Augustine, Leo, nice to have you here. Next up, just in time, we have the lovely Leo. So divine timing there for you, Augustine, and all our other Leos out there. Let's see what's coming up for you. Please do drop a like if you are here in the chat and enjoying the readings. Do consider subscribing. I go live on Mondays and Fridays for personal questions as well. But Leos, let's see what's coming up for you. What is Leo's spiritual focus, please? What should they be focusing on right now? Career, money, and last but not least, love. Another major arcana. I've had quite a few major arcanas today. Always nice to see the world cosmos, or in the traditional deck, this is the world. So Leos, we are working on right now endings and new beginnings, ending things right to make way for new beginnings, okay? The world cosmos card comes through to say that nothing is permanent, okay? And energy and life goes in cycles, okay? The world is always turning, and something, so you may immediately know what is closing out, or this will become clear to you in time, Leo. It may be more than one thing, okay? And what I would say is, be sure to tie up any energetic loose ends, okay? So good endings make for good new beginnings. And so if this is a relationship that you know, this is just an example, that really, you know, this needs to be done with, it's not working for you, it's not supporting for you, make sure that it's a clean break, okay? We don't want our energy to be tied to that person as best we can, okay? So be clear with how you end things, communicate this properly. Don't try to go under the radar. Don't try to avoid saying that this is over. Speak out on that, okay? The same if it's a job. It's about kind of getting honest and getting real with ourselves about if it doesn't support us, and making that decision to say, yes, I am going to have to break free of this. I am going to have to close out this energy and start something new. Or it could even not be something that dramatic, Leo. It could be that there's something about the way that you've been doing things and approaching things, something within you, that it's like this sort of behavior that you know isn't right, that you keep repeating this cycle, like you behave in this certain way, it gets you in a bad situation, and then we just go round and round. So it can be that as well, and facing that and trying to really put a full stop to something, Leo. That's what I feel like is needed. That's what I feel like is your focus, and to free yourself from repeating something that is wearing you down, that is slowly draining you and pulling you down. So next up we have career and money. Oh, lovely. Very different energy. Well, actually, I say that, but I actually see this, as soon as I said that, I see this cyclical energy here that is echoed actually in this card. Six of Inspiration is a card of victory, Leo. So this is a really wonderful sign to see, you know, in any placement, but this has very like Leo vibes as well, in that they are in the spotlight. So this is a card of not only success, so it can be financial reward, a promotion, but it's about acknowledgement. And Leo, you know, loves to be acknowledged and loves to be seen and loves to be praised and in the spotlight. I kind of love that in Leos. Some people, sometimes I think they get a bad rap, Leos, about being, you know, in the ego. But I see it's more just that they like to be encouraged, you know, and that they need to be encouraged, that to be given some praise about how well they are doing. And, you know, like a cat, Leo the cat, you know, Leo the lion, they just like to be stroked, and they like to be told that they're beautiful and that they're doing well, and they just need that encouragement and praise, and this helps them shine. That's a really lovely quality that I like about Leo, and sometimes I think they get, you know, like I say, a bad rap. But anyway, this is you in career, in money, Leo. You are thriving, not just surviving. You are shining and getting an opportunity to really, you know, flourish. So you can expect a positive breakthrough if you've had difficulties, if you've had stagnation, or it could just be that you get a kind of unexpected almost acknowledgement and praise in work, something that you know, have this sort of really breakthrough moment of success where something really goes well for you. You might have been working on something specifically, or this could just come out of the blue, but it's going to be a moment to shine, so embrace it. I'm sure you will, Leo. What's going on in love? We have Six of Voices, or in the traditional deck, if I can speak, this would be Six of Swords. This talks about moving from a turbulent place, okay, emotionally being in choppy waters, and moving into something calmer, moving into a more peaceful state. So wherever you're at in love, like I say, for each placement, you may be single, you may be in a relationship, you may not be interested in romantic love, and this can talk about friendships and family, okay? But it is commenting on, Spirit is coming through to comment on that upheaval, turbulence, chaos even, whatever level that you've been on, Leo, it could be low level, or you could have really been through it. Then you can expect the transformation has began, even if you don't see it. Behind the scenes, something is shifting, something is changing, and you are moving into calmer waters. This can also be help or someone reaching out from an unexpected source, someone helping you. Can you see how there's an important connection going on between you and this other person? So there's something about a special bond with a particular person. For some of you who are single, it could be someone from the past coming through, reaching out to you from an unexpected place, or maybe someone unexpectedly sharing that their feelings are romantic by nature for you, like a friendship that turns romantic. It could be if you and your partner have been having difficulties, that you move into, as you move into this calmer period, that you feel a kind of a deepening of the connection again, a rebonding. It feels like that energy, like it feels like, because it's a 6 to me, that it's a bond that already exists, or so it's a bond that is deepening after a difficult time. Or if you're single, let us say someone from the past coming back, reaching out to, literally reaching out to you. And I feel like that you have recently, in this turbulent energy, felt really quite alone, maybe felt quite lonely. And as this 6 of Voices comes into fruition, you begin to feel less alone, Leo, and more connected to this special person. Like I say, for those of you not interested in romantic love, a friendship, a family member, feeling reconnected and getting some unexpected help from someone, maybe even in a difficult time. Nice energy, deep energy there. So I hope that resonated, Leo. Drop me a like, let me know in the comments if it did. Okay. So next up, we have our lovely Virgos. I hope that resonated, Augustine. Hey, Amaya. I don't know what your... So we've done Cancer. Just wait for Capricorn. I don't know what your sun sign is as well. Can see what's coming through for you. Let's say these are all collective readings. So to remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is for my Virgos. Spirit, please bring Virgo's messages through. Spiritual focus. Work and money. And romance. Or love. Platonic love. Okay, spiritual focus, Virgo. What do we have? Ace of Inspiration. So we need to focus on, Virgo, what inspires us. Maybe you've been very much in the energy. Virgo can get caught up in this energy very easily about what they should do, responsibilities, and really get like bogged down and like caught up in the weeds, okay? Because Virgo is all about, you know, really is amazing at breaking things down and being extremely focused and the being detail orientated. Virgo notices all the little things, yeah, and is always great at picking up on those things that other people might miss. But the kind of shadow side to this is that, you know, like the details, getting caught up in the weeds can like take out the fun, can take out the joy of a situation, and can take out that kind of fire energy, because inspiration is ruled by fire. Look at all this red, all this orange. This looks like the Virgo maiden though here, doesn't it, as well, and that she is actually having this flow of kind of inspired thoughts and things that they enjoy, Virgo, things that you enjoy, things that you feel passionate about. Let's go back to that. Let's try to remember that in some ways, like, that's what's important. Like, that's how we tap into what will make us happy, okay? What will satisfy us. So don't dampen your own fire, Virgo, with responsibilities and with details. You'll always get done what needs to be done, Virgo. Like, that is a given. So try to take the pressure off yourself, as if you almost like treat yourself like as if you're, you know, like someone who needs to be kept in check and kept in line. Like, you do that to yourself, and it's like we need to loosen the reins a bit and allow our creativity and allow our fire and allow our passion and more rebellious side to sort of come through, because I feel like it will lead you to where you want to be more, lead you to things. The Ace is about new beginnings and potentials, lead us to opening doors of exciting things. So try to be less fearful, try to just go for it. And it's terrifying for Virgos to like not have everything in place, to like all the ducks in the row before we like make a move. But fire energy and this Ace of Inspiration is about just kind of going for it and just being a little bit rebellious. Next up we have, so Virgo, money, career. Major Arcana, the Hanged Muse. This is a pause, okay? We are in this area. The Hanged Muse is something about this. We're in a kind of uncomfortable position. We're not where we want to be, maybe in money and in career. But we are we are a Virgo, so we have done everything that we can. We're not slacking. That's not why we're stuck. That's not why we're not seeing movement. There isn't any more action that you can do, Virgo, to make to see the change that you want to in the money and the career, okay? There's something about needing to surrender to that. You've done everything that you possibly can. We're in this awkward position, and that's just kind of how it has to be right now. The only thing that you can change and what you can work on, Virgo, is your mindset and is your perspective, which maybe is about that you could be blaming yourself for getting here. That could be something that needs to be changed. Virgo can be is very critical, okay? So maybe we need to, that's for some of you, we need to go softer on ourselves and kind of see that this situation has just kind of happened. There is maybe no one to blame, but don't blame yourself. I feel like it's important to work on here. So what, you know, Virgo isn't very good at sitting still and doing nothing. So try to accept for now that we can't make much change practically, but what we can do if you need to focus on something to manage your anxiety is we can look at our mindset and our perspective, and we can always change that. And that, if anything, in this is how you view the situation of what's going on in money and career. You need to view it differently. There's something that you're not seeing clearly here. It probably is that you need to be kinder to yourself as well, but Tell you what resonates with that. Hey Mima, welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. Let's go on to love. So like I say, can be single. Tell you what resonates. Whatever, you know, you may be single, you may be in a relationship, you may just be interested in platonic love or family love, friendship, yeah? Two materials. You're having to juggle a lot in this area, okay? For some of you, you may be getting out there and dating and juggling actual sort of multiple people, multiple options. For others, you may be in a connection and experiencing ups and downs, okay? It may feel like somewhat of an emotional roller coaster for you, Virgo, which is probably something that doesn't sit well with you, okay? So one moment we're feeling, we could even be feeling on top of the world. The next minute we feel really pessimistic and things don't feel good. So it could be a rocky period that you're experiencing with your person. Or if you're single and you're dating, maybe it could be that you meet someone, it feels great, and then the next minute you're kind of not sure about it, or it doesn't work out. Or you may be happy feeling single and then feel incredibly sad about feeling single and not want to be. It's that kind of energy. I'm feeling like one step forward, two steps back. And we're going round and around. What Spirit asks you to do in this area, again, it's about, we just need to find our center in this. We need to stay grounded and ride the roller coaster. A lot of this energy is about needing to surrender more to things kind of being imperfect, and at this period that it is tricky for you, Virgo, and in the area of love, that, like I say, it's kind of an emotional roller coaster. The best advice, it kind of goes against Virgo's nature, but how we're having to be more fiery and courageous and let go, is about this period is about surrendering. And things will get easier for you, Virgo, if you can do that a bit more, to let go. Focus on staying grounded. Try to focus on your inner calm that is always there, always accessible. But don't expect that peace to come from outside. You're going to have more ups and downs. But what you can control, because Virgo likes to stay in control, is that you can control how you respond and your emotional well-being and your grounding. And that's where your focus and energy needs to be. We can't control the external. It feels kind of out of control at the minute, and maybe yes it is, but what we can do is focus on our internal world, and we can always be grounded and protect ourselves there. So do focus on that, Virgo. Hope that resonated. Please drop me a like and a comment if it did, my lovely Virgos. Moving on to our Libras. What's in store for Libra? What does Libra's spiritual focus need to be, please, Spirit? Career and money, please. And love. Spiritual focus. This came through earlier for someone. This is Muse of Inspiration or King of Wands. So Libra, we need to take control of our situation, of a situation specifically that you are, or maybe just energetically in life in general. I feel like that maybe you have been, bear with me 1 second. Libra is like a peacemaker. Okay, Libra does have a tendency to sometimes go with the flow, and because balance is what's important to them, and rocking the boat is not, it's not their vibe, okay? But to see, there's something where you've wanted to see change, okay? You've wanted to see change in a certain area of your life, or you've been feeling frustrated and stuck with your life in general, Libra. And the Muse of Inspiration comes with the message to take control of our own destiny. It's ruled by fire, it's disruptive, it's unapologetic, it's direct, it kind of makes a fuss. It's that energy, yeah? It takes up the King of Inspiration, the King of Wands, the Muse of Inspiration, takes up space, you know, like, you know that they've arrived. Look at all this fire and this crackling energy. There's explosions, like the lights are going off, like everything is, you know, like, you know when this person has arrived. And this may really feel like going against the grain for you, Libra, but there's a situation or the change that you want to see has to come from you. No one is going to be able to do this for you. No one is going to, because they would have a different idea. They would have a different road, a different idea, a different path. They don't really know you and what you want and what you desire. And this is about taking control, Libra, and deciding that now is the right time. Again, fire energy is not waiting for the perfect time, waiting for everything to be set up perfectly. That's never going to happen, okay? The time is now. That is the message, okay? Be disruptive, make a noise, take up space, care less about others, care more about getting what you want at this time, Libra, and be disruptive is the message. It's tricky for you, Libra. Like I say, you like to keep the peace and are very charming and go along with others maybe. But deep down, you're a tough cookie, because you're the scales, okay? Like, you are one of the, you are, you know, you're not a person, you're not an animal, you're scales, and there's a toughness to that, okay? And there's a detachment, you know, you're an air sign as well, so you can detach from caring what people think. So try to tap into that energy as well. So let's move on to career and money. Oh, we've just had this, but in a different placement. This was for so two of materials. Materials is about money, career. It's all that kind of energy. It's ruled by earth, but it's about the material world, the 3D, and how we interact with that. And you can expect some, you may already be experiencing them now, Libra, or this is what's coming down the track. You can expect some ups and downs. You can expect to be busy as well, that it feels like that you're wearing a lot of hats, you are spinning a lot of plates, all that jazz, okay? And at times it can feel like you've got too much going on, because it's nice to be busy in some respects, but then it can go too far and that we can get overwhelmed. So always with this message, the two materials is that things are going to be busy and maybe chaotic, and we need to really focus, take it serious, that we need to focus on staying centered and doing what we can to stay grounded, okay, in order to not let this spin out. Because what this energy has the potential to be, say, maybe a very productive time, an exciting time of busyness, a lot going on, but we need to not let it take control of us and get on top of us and spin us out, okay? So stay centered and stay grounded, Libra. Don't lose your head, okay? And don't always say yes to everything as well. It may be a time where you might just have to say no to certain things. I've got enough on my plate, I'm busy enough, I can't take on an extra thing, an extra thing, an extra thing, okay? So try to have some boundaries as well. Let's see what's going on in love, Libra. Oh, lovely. Knight of Voices. So some news is coming in, some information, some news. Take what resonates with whatever your love situation is. I say this for everyone, but you know, if you're in a relationship, if you're single, you may not be interested in romantic love, and this can be about platonic, so friendships or family. But either way, this is some news and some information that is going to come in, and it's going to come in fast. You may have been waiting, for some of you, been waiting to hear from someone. So this could be an no contact situation, news coming in. It could be some unexpected information, coming in from a partner that kind of gives you some feedback that, one, you may have been waiting for, and it kind of confirms something to you. Or it could be really unexpected and kind of like knock you off your feet. If you're single as well, it could be someone expressing their feelings to you, letting them know, letting their feelings known to you. Because the Knight of Swords is this communication will come in direct, okay? It will be clear. It won't be wishy-washy. Voices in the traditional deck is swords. The delivery might even be quite blunt, Libra, okay? It might throw you. But there's something about this that, particularly in this deck, it's happy, okay? It brightens up the situation. It brightens up the day. Look how this card is so luminous to me, with this sun bursting out, this orange, this crisp, clean cloud, white energy here. It bursts out to me with this winged horse that is coming. It's very vibrant, and it's very bright, and it's very crisp. It feels exciting. So don't fear this news, is what I'm trying to say, Libra. This feels positive. It might be a little bit take you aback, but ultimately it's positive. And what I would say is, as well, is that this will inform next steps. So once we've got this information, it will bring you clarity. So you'll go, all right, okay, so this changes things, this switches things up, or this confirms what I thought was happening, and now I really know. So then it's like, okay, then we can move forward now, sort of confidently and clearly. It will give you a clear pathway forward, Libra. So I hope that resonated, Libra. Let me know in the chat. Drop me a like if it did. Wishing you all the best. I'm just checking out the chat. So Amiel says, Mercury retrograde needed to happen for things to go better again. Are you a Libra, Amiela? I'm ready, whatever. It's an ex coming back. I know what to say. If it's new love, I know what to do. And if it's anything of the sort, I know my move. Awesome, Amiel. Okay. Let me know what your sun, moon, rising is in the chat. Next up, we have our beautiful Scorpios. Let's see what's going on for Scorpio. You're a Libra, Amiel, yeah. I really like that Knight of Voices energy for you. Okay, Scorpio, my loves. Scorpio, spiritual focus. Money and career. Love. Queen of Materials, Scorpio. So this is what you need to be focusing on, what spiritual guidance, what Spirit wants you to really focus on right now is stepping into your Queen of Materials energy and vibe. Look how confident she is, for one. She is thriving. She is blossoming. And the Queen of Materials is a very abundant energy, okay? Now, in a situation, take what resonates about, this may be a specific situation that this stands out to you. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't always. Or it can be just more of a general approach to kind of the energy you need to bring at the minute, Scorpio. And the Queen of Materials is ruled by Earth. She is very realistic in her approach. She is savvy, okay? And she faces situations head on, if you can get that energy from her here. Look how direct she's been. She's front and center to the situation, okay? She knows her worth. She knows her value. And she's someone that people can rely on as well. So if the Queen of Materials says she's going to do something, say she's going to be somewhere, she is. She does that. She shows up for herself and she shows up for others. But she's very boundaried in that as well. Okay, so she only commits to what she feels comfortable with. So this could be in a workplace situation, because Materials is about how we interact with the material world. So it could be a living situation, it could be a work situation, it could be money. But if it is more resonating for a relationship, again, it's just about showing up with this very kind of grounded, very reasonable, very logical energy, and sticking to your guns. So don't let people push you around as well. The Earth energy is stubborn, okay? Scorpios can be stubborn as well, for sure. Scorpio, when they are locked in, they are locked in, yeah? Like there's no budging, that kind of energy. But maybe there's something which feels a little bit maybe out of character for a Scorpio, where you're kind of like wobbling on something and maybe not feeling like you are in a place of power. You're not, someone or something has kind of knocked you off your axis, because Scorpios are generally very quite certain, yeah, that they know themselves, they know their own mind, and they're not someone that people would mess with, really. Like, they are quite fierce in their how they move through the space and how they move through life. But I feel like why this has come through is because maybe something or a situation has got you doubting yourself and has got you wobbled. Okay, so recenter, regroup. Just do what needs to be done. Go back to basics. Be consistent. Just show up. Do what you have to do, wherever that is, in this relationship, in this workplace. And don't let someone kind of pull you into the weeds or that, and exploit that uncertainty in you. Show up as this Queen of Materials and present this strong front. And soon, kind of fake it till you make it kind of energy. You will get back to yourself in time. And yeah, like I say, there's something about going back to basics, about if you've got overthinking about something, just kind of do what needs to be done. Don't do no more, no less, and let this kind of play out, and be savvy and be strategic. Let's see what's going on specifically in money and career now. Significant milestone is coming up for you, Scorpio. So if it's work that's got you wobbling, then this tells me that things are gonna settle down in this area, or maybe it doesn't apply to that. Either way, we are reaching a significant kind of milestone with this Four of Inspiration. It's a card of celebration. There's some people in maybe your workplace who you have a strong connection with, who are a great support system, and this will be like a joint celebration. It could be financial celebration, you know, some kind of increase in finances coming through, a significant moment of success, a promotion. But what it tells me is that you're on a solid foundation. Whenever we see a 4, this is very positive. It tells me that we have built a solid foundation in this area. So, and I am hearing like the only way is up from here. So maybe you fought hard to get here, Scorpio. Maybe, because the Four of Inspiration tells us that we need to celebrate our successes along the way as well. So maybe you are very ambitious in this area and you have a big goal, okay, that you are working towards, and maybe you're not quite there yet at the final place where you are going for, okay. You're shooting big here, Scorpio, in money and career, which is fantastic to be. I celebrate that ambition in you. But also, let's not forget to enjoy ourselves along in the journey. This is a reminder of that as well, and to actually pat yourself on the back and celebrate how far you've come actually to where you are now is significant and is a good place to be. If you don't find yourself there yet, then this is on the way, okay? Then this is incoming. Finally, let's have a look at love. We have the Page of Materials. Look at lots of materials for you, Scorpio. So there's something about at the minute, Scorpio, for you where it's about being consistent. It can almost be about just going through the motions and not thinking beyond that, okay? Like somehow getting too much caught up in the future and what's going to happen, good or bad, is like not good for you at the minute. It's not where your energy needs to be or your focus. The focus needs to be more on the here and now and just doing what needs to be done. Because in this area of love, so this could be, you may be in a relationship, you may be single, this is about family, this is about friendship, love. Take what resonates to whatever you're at the minute. Page of Materials is about making progress in this area of love. It does tell me that there is a significant connection with someone. So if you're single, then it's about, there could be someone on the horizon who is coming through to you that you make a connection. It could be about your existing bond with your partner. Now, the Page of Materials has a kind of slow moving energy. I feel like, again, that you have a particular kind of path and goal in mind in this area of love. Maybe you're working on a relationship, be that with a romantic partner, be that with family. Take what resonates. We're trying to progress somehow, get this relationship to progress, either improve it, deepen the bond. Maybe you're at the beginning stages of a relationship and we want this to last, we want this to go deeper. Or we're single and we would like to meet someone. And this says that you're on the right track with what you want to achieve, Scorpio, okay? We are going in the right direction. Always with the Page of Materials is like good progress in the right space, but it's steady eddy, and it can feel like sometimes that it's so slow that we can't see the progress. But know and understand in your bones that there is progress that is being made. Page also asks us to continue to assess the situation. So don't check out, don't kind of think, oh, this is all, I don't know, either give up or overthink it. There's something about just be very matter of fact about this. Try to be logical, try to be strategic. You know, if you're in a new connection, for example, and that they're not getting back to you when you expected, try not to spiral. Just go, okay, I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to text until I know more. Is this a thing or is it not? You know, and then they may just reply back and it's not a big deal. But it's trying not to kind of spiral in those moments and to allow this to move slowly, I guess, really, that it is going to move slowly if you like it or not. So you might as well just accept that and then kind of drop the stress of it. But do assess the situation of how much you like this person, maybe, or how they are behaving. Does it match up to, you know, is this person treating you right, I guess? Are they responding in the way that you want? It does look to be positive with this card, in all honesty. There looks to be good vibes here, like that this, I feel like that this person, be it if it's new coming in or already in your energetic atmosphere, I feel like this person does want to make this work with you, whatever. I don't know the details, the ins and outs, obviously, of what's going on, but this looks to be a meaningful connection with a lot of potential. So I would say my advice is to stick it out. This has a lot of potential, okay? But it needs time and it's going to be slow moving. I hope that resonated, Scorpio. Please let me know if it did in the comments, in the chat. Drop me a like. Okay, moving on. Just gonna grab a drink. We have our Saggies next. I hope you're well, Saggies. Let's see what's coming up for you, Sagittarius. Spirit, what's coming up for Sagittarius, please? Spiritual focus. Money and career. And love. What does Spirit want you to focus on, Sagittarius? They want you to take some rest, to take some time out. You are overdoing it in some way, some aspect of your life, Sagittarius. Four of Voices is the message in a nutshell is rest is just as important as action. Sagittarius is fire, okay? So fire is great at getting projects started. Sagittarius has a great ability to get projects and get things or relationships, anything, kind of get them off the ground. They bring a lot of fire, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion. But they can tend to just sort of, you know, start things off and then maybe, I mean, it's kind of up to someone else then to kind of pick up and step in and get that to the finish line, okay? But you have your role and you do it well, okay, Sagittarius? But it takes a lot of energy, and sometimes with Sagittarius, because you're somewhat of a, say, a fire starter, there can be a lot of movement and busyness, but maybe not in the right direction always. So we need to take time to pause, to think before we act, and not spin our wheels, waste energy or kind of go in certain directions that aren't best for us, that don't support our higher self journey. So go back to basics, and sometimes go back to just taking a time out, taking a pause, and get in touch with the vision again. Can you see how this person is kind of daydreaming? Maybe even pay attention to your dreams. But go back to Sagittarius are great visionaries as well. They are good at looking to the future, the horizon, and seeing what is possible. And they have generally a very kind of positive outlook as well. That possibilities are kind of endless. But we need to, the message is, Sagittarius, we need to kind of slow down on the action, and we need to go back to the vision, building the vision and seeing the bigger picture, tapping into how everything sort of connects in our mind and in our spirit. Sagittarius have a spiritual, very strong, often spiritual connection as well. But the whole energy around Sagittarius is expansive. And look how expansive this vision is. You are the visionary, okay? So tap back into that, okay? Go back into that, because I want you to be on the right track, Sagittarius. And that is where you need to go. So slow down on the action, go back to the vision. Money and career, Sagittarius. Oh, this has come up a few times collectively. Interestingly, how that often happens. Two materials, entering a busy period. You may already be there. You may already be feeling it. Hence the kind of needing to slow things down a little bit. Ups and downs, good moments, moments of doubt, more down times. But there is a lot going on for you in this area of work and money, Sagittarius, coming up. A lot of progress to be made, a lot of new energy being ushered in, so new projects, new ideas, being a lot of things being thrown your way, maybe work-wise, projects, etc. Hang on to your hat, okay? We need to stay grounded, we need to stay centered, because this has the potential to easily spin out of control, which is what we don't want, okay? To be overwhelmed. Again, slowing down. So make sure that you do what you need to do, sort of in a way. I feel like stick to your routine. Like if you go to the gym, if you keep your sleep habits right if you can, or do keep your sleep habits right. Eat your eating, don't let that kind of fly out of control as well, because you're so busy. So like your diet goes out the window, for example. That could be. Look after yourself, basically, Sagittarius, is what I'm trying to say. Work and money matters, are going to try and take you over, are going to try and take over your life and take all over your energy. And we need to carve ourselves out and be strict and boundaried and stick to what we know we need to do to keep our head straight, to keep our emotions straight, and stick to those practices to stay centered, to stay grounded. Whatever's going on, do that first, yeah? And don't let them, if like work is pressuring you, if you can, to kind of, stay, do loads of overtime, that kind of vibe, yeah, try to resist that if you can. Work smarter, not harder. Let's see what's happening in love, Sagittarius. 10 of inspiration, some kind of struggle is coming to an end. Take what resonates with this. Like I always say, if you're in a love connection, if you're single, if you are not interested in romantic love, and family, friends is where your heart is at, okay? Some kind of struggle is coming to an end with Ten of Inspiration. You've been on a journey, you've been through some battles. Ten of Inspiration is that time when we arrive, we are burnt out, we are weary, we've been through it, but we finally are able to put that last piece down, and we're able to put the 10 of Wands that we've been carrying on our back down. And what comes after a 10 is an Ace, so that's the new beginning and a fresh start for you, Sagittarius. So maybe, if you're single, that you've been struggling emotionally or in connections, and that you've not been able to make a new connection, that you've been caught up in. It's been a battle, okay? It's been a battle. And then there's something about this particular cycle that is ending for you, and we get some kind of fresh energy boosted in your relationship or whoever you're connected to. Again, that it's been somewhat of a struggle and a battle, and it's felt very much like hard work, and it has got you feeling burnt out. This is the worst is over. We are nearing that completion point, and a new boost of energy is coming in. So I hope that resonated, Sagittarius. Please let me know in the comments. If it did, drop me a like. So Samreen, yes, we're on moving on to Capricorn now. So you can obviously just go back into all the symbols are just, down by the bottom here. So you just go back to Libra and you can rewatch it there. Capricorn, my loves, this is for you. Check out your sun, moon, rising, guys, for the full picture. You also can cross-watch for anyone who's on your mind, for loved ones, to see what's coming through for them. Can be very interesting. Let's see what's going on for our Cappies. Spiritual focus for Capricorn, work and money, and love. Major Arcana for you, Capricorn, in your focus. Strength. You are stronger than what you may be feeling right now. There is life at the minute is demanding of you to dig deep right now, Capricorn, okay? So you may be doubting yourself, having a wobble, being tested, particular area or just in general. You might be feeling the opposite of strong right now, Capricorn, but nonetheless, Spirit is asking you and reminding you to say that you are courageous, you are brave, and to not give up on a situation as well. Because this woman, I always see this woman who is sat atop this beautiful, magnificent lion. She is holding a vision, okay? She is holding her dream. She is holding the goal. She is holding the ambition. So Capricorn is, very tough, and that's their reputation. And they are tough, okay? And that you are steely, you are ambitious, you are all of those things, but you're also human, yeah? And depending on your full astro chart, of course, that you will have different aspects, and I feel like something is really testing your resolve, Capricorn, and has got you kind of worn down. And this is a loving reminder from Spirit to say, remember who you are, Being strong as well is about being flexible, so not about being rigid as well. That comes through. Sometimes earth signs, I'm an earth sign, when we get tested, we can get, you know, stuck in the mud, so to speak, and dig down, dig deep, and kind of become inflexible. Yeah, there is a rigidness that comes over us because we begin to hold on tight. And this strength card, so strength, courage, is not just about being hard and tough. It's about being, you know, we can be vulnerable, we can be flexible. We have to, you know, the strongest you know, bamboo is incredibly strong because of its flexibility, because it can bend with the wind. It can bend, you know, it can weather the storm. And that's the kind of vibes and energy and messages, Capricorn, that I'm getting for you right now. It can be a default position, like I say, to be tough, to get brittle, to dig deep for Capricorn when they are pushed and tested. And I feel like we need to almost do the opposite and be like, open our hearts wider, be more vulnerable, be more expressive, try to sort of like resist that shut down kind of energy, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on, career and finance. Nice and positive. So 6 of materials, financially, in work, whatever's been going on for you, this is something is coming back into balance. 6 of materials is about reciprocity. So what you can be a card of reward as well. So materials is the money of the area of money and work as well. So if you've had you may have had difficulties, that imbalance is coming back into balance, or you are entering a period of reciprocity. So what that means is what you give in, you will get back. So it can be about financially being rewarded for the hard work that you've put in. Somewhat of a celebration card, okay? You could have a particular ally, someone who is in this with you, Capricorn, as well, who is going to be going through this with you, who has helped you achieve this balance, this goal. It could be that you are starting a new job, that you are recognized more for your worth, that has financial reward. But this is a very positive energy. If you have had a struggle, expect things to improve. If you've been doing well, then this is more of the same, but it feels like a kind of breakthrough celebration moment, because this is a sort of explosion of reward. So like I said, financial windfall or recognition, success. If a project you've been doing, great success on that. Yeah, feeling rightfully compensated for what work that you've done, which can be quite a rare feeling nowadays, to feel rewarded for the actual work that you've put in. But here is a moment, Capricorn, for you where you feel sufficiently acknowledged and rewarded for what you've put in. So enjoy that moment. Let's have a look at love. Oof. And then we take a deep dive with this Muse of Emotions, which is King of Cups. So for some of you, if you're single, this can be someone making a new connection with someone. The King of Cups is someone who is, they may be a water sign or have this prominent in their chart, but they are someone who is empathic. They are sensitive. They feel deeply. Okay, this is all the qualities of this Muse of Emotions. They can be quite hidden in the sense that they're not big talkers until you get them going. Like, they have to trust you, they have to really feel that connection with you before they open up. But once they do, they really are with you. For others, it could, so say if you're in a relationship, in a connection, it can sort of speak of an emotional time ahead, Ultimately, it feels nice, like a deepening of a connection, but it's about feeling some big feelings. So maybe you'll find yourself triggered in some ways, maybe your partner is, some big feelings will come up. You may be going through an emotional time and the relationship is being tested, but it doesn't feel like anyone's kind of being negative here. It's more like, you know, the external circumstances maybe of a relationship are testing you and putting you both through an emotional time. And the message always with the Muse of Emotions or the King of Cups is feel the feelings, okay? So don't try to bury them, don't try to resist them. That's where things will go wrong. That's where things will veer off track. The King of Cups is the master of feeling their feelings and being able to process those feelings. Let them kind of flow through you, travel through you. Cry if you need to cry. Express what you are feeling, okay? So talk, share, like deep conversations into the night. It's that kind of vibes, yeah? When we are, maybe even for some of you, like falling deeper in love, and the intensity of that, and how it can be quite scary, and how it's important to not to try to freak out in that time, and to allow it to unfold naturally. You know, don't try to push the river. Don't try to force the situation. Again, Spirit is kind of demanding, Capricorn, of you in this time to be flexible. So bring flexibility to your love situation. You can expect an emotionally intense time to be coming up in your relationships, be them existing, new, romantic, platonic. We're going to be in our emotions. Don't resist them, but try to strike that balance of not being overwhelmed by them as well. And ironically, by resisting them, that's when we become overwhelmed. So I hope that resonated for you, Capricorn. Let me know in the comments if it did. Drop me a like. Moving on to our lovely Aquarius. I hope you're doing well, Aquariuses. Let's get into it. Spiritual focus for Aquarius. Oh, hey Mariana. Aquarius here, says Mariana. Let's see what's coming up for you, Aquarius and Mariana. Spiritual focus. Money and career. And love. Aquarius, 7 of emotions, 7 of cups. You are being faced or will be faced with a decision. This card is very much about, came up for another sign earlier. I can't remember which one actually, but it's about having options, having choices. And that's a good thing, yes, it is positive. It's emotions as well, so that is connected to, so in the traditional deck, that is cups, so that's about matters of the heart, things that really fill our cup, that mean something to us deeply, okay, and light us up. Now, the caveat with this, like it all looks nice and it's great, you know, this woman here is looking at all these represented here by like some beautiful goldfish, and it's like she can take her pick, you know, she's got pick of the litter. But what the message from Spirit is with this is we need to be savvy, okay, at this time, and we need to really pick what is right for our higher selves. Because with this energy, with this card, it can be like that we can get caught up in, lost in somewhat of a delusion in the choices, and sometimes something may sound some of these options are presented to us by someone, it could be in any area of your life, but an option can be presented too good to be true, and we must prevent ourselves at this time from choosing one of those options, okay? So we need to stay real with ourselves, Aquarius. I mean, you are quite logical and analytical, so this is almost like a bit out of character for Aquarius to kind of get lost in the source of choices and options, but it happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. So if something presents itself to be, too good to be true, then listen to that intuition. And if we need to pick what is truly right for us at this time in our lives, okay? And not try to, many of us want to, we all go through these times when we kind of want to we want to go from A to F, okay? And we want to skip out step B, C, D, etc. But there's no shortcuts here, okay? We need to go through every step to really, so that we're ready and that we're in alignment with where we're at in life. So when you make this choice, be real with yourself, be kind of brutal with yourself. Don't kid yourself about if someone is obviously not right for you. Just for example, in a relationship, someone isn't right for you, nip it in the bud and don't waste your energy on this person, okay? Go for the person who is more stable, who is treating you right, who's treating you better. That's just one example, okay? Not that looking at someone and going and banking on and falling in love with their potential. Go for the person who really is already that established person and that is good for you. Okay, that's just like one example. Moving on, money, career. Oof. Super positive. Major arcana here, the Empress. Having some kind of breakthrough here with this Empress energy. The Empress energy is very abundant. The Empress energy is the divine feminine, so it's being able to find success and progress in this area of your life. Career, money, it can be the home. It's like, it can be wherever you meet the material world. How do you interact with that, But the Empress is somewhat about coming into your own and thriving. Look how this person is lit up, okay, from within. So it can be that you are tapping into that maybe you found a way to make money and be successful in a way that also lights you up from inside and kind of be in your Empress energy. It feeds you, it doesn't drain you. So many of us are sort of stuck in financial situations that drain us and don't really support our, inner Empress. So this is the direction that we need to go in, Aquarius, as well. If you're not feeling that, then I feel like maybe an opportunity will present itself that is more in alignment with your Empress energy. And it can be a bit of a wild card. And I feel like Aquarius is, they do have that out of the box, kind of eccentric, ahead of their time kind of thinking. So I feel like that you would embrace that as well, because it feels kind of unusual and a unique, unusual opportunity that is going to present itself to you, financially, career, some kind of direction that will open up to you, some kind of breakthrough where in that area of your life that also aligns with your Empress energy. Interesting. Let's have a look at love. So again, tell you what, oh, another major arcana. So Aquarius, big energies around you at the minute. Positive change with this Wheel of Fortune in love. So wherever you're at, I always say, you know, you may be in a relationship, you may be single, you may not be interested in romantic love at the moment and just be focusing on family love, friendship. Take what applies to your situation, okay? But the Wheel of Fortune is big change and positive change. It's super positive, this card, much like the Empress card as well. Like, look at that. Bam, bam. Like, wow. That is intense and positive. So after a period of what may have felt much like struggle in this area of your life, love, that you have felt like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, that it's all kind of been on you. That's always what I think the period before the Wheel of Fortune energy happens. It feels like you can often feel very abandoned by God, by spirit, whatever you want to call it, and nothing seems to be going right. So we try and we just get no, 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 and then we're just slowly making grinding progress, okay, of pushing this wheel up. And then the change point happens, okay? The switch happens. We get a sense of flow, and that comes finally back into our life where we are suddenly free falling and energy is with us. It feels like spirit is back in our life, in our energy field, and making things happen for us. So be that if you've struggled in a relationship, then it's like suddenly things get easier. There is a positive shift that you didn't even see coming. If you are single and looking for love, then it can be again that you have a breakthrough and that you can, with a particular person in mind, be it an ex or if it's someone new that you were looking for, that suddenly there's like an energy switch and there feels like there's, maybe it could even cycle back to this, that you've got options, too many options. It's kind of a nice problem to have, but we must be wise in our decisions. Or it can be, yeah, like with family, that it's been a struggle and we have this positive breakthrough. So really nice energy, Aquarius, for you, actually very powerful and positive. So let me know if this resonated. Give me a thumbs up, let me know in the comments, but wishing you all the best. And last but not least, my beautiful Pisces, where you're at. See what's going on for you, my darlings. Let me just grab a drink. So just before I read for Pisces, anyone who is new here, so this is an all signs collective reading. If you do want a personal reading, I do go live Monday and Fridays. Just bring your question, receive a free reading there. So check that out. Just subscribe so you'll be notified. I'll always confirm the time the day before I'm going live. So I'll be confirming the time tomorrow about my Friday live session. But Pisces, let's get into it. Spiritual focus. Money and career. And love. Oof. Oh, oh, oh. Major Arcana, the Devil, my Pisces, my beautiful sensitive Pisces. This devil energy, some devil energy is around you, lingering around you, Pisces. And what it says is, so this is what does Spirit want you to focus on, is cutting ties with people who are bringing toxic energy into your life. That can be one thing. Someone is I do feel like for many of you, someone is bringing you down, and it's got to that point in a relationship, into a connection where it is really become toxic, become damaging. And we must cut ties with this kind of energy, or find our ways, if we can't get away from them, find our ways to give everything and focus on our boundaries, okay? Now, for some of you, it can be about your own toxic behaviors that no longer serve you. It can be about our mindset, about not looking after ourselves, okay? That can come out in many different ways. It can be something about a cycle that you've been around this before, Pisces. You have done this before. You know what this pattern is, you know what this cycle is, you know what this toxic behavior is. It's nothing new, okay? And this is a friendly reminder, a loving reminder from Spirit to say we need to look back on this, and well, we need to focus on this, look at this, and see how can we free ourselves. Is it a person that we need to free ourselves from? Is it a behavior of our own doing that we need to free ourselves from? Do we need help? Do we need to reach out for help? We don't have to do this on our own. Is it an environment that is toxic for you, that you've outgrown, that maybe you're trying to make it work, that you're trying to, and it's just whatever you do, whatever you try, there is no way to make this work because it's toxic. And then the only way really is to walk away from that. Something, we need to cut a tie. It is a chain that needs to be broken, Pisces, okay? Time to put yourself first. Time to take care of yourself, Pisces, okay? Something isn't working. Work and career. Oh my goodness, Pisces is going through it. The Tower moment is, this very likely will be connected to this kind of devil energy. Yeah, Pisces, because the Tower moment is when something begins to break down that we thought was going to work out, was going to offer us stability. So it could be that this is, for many of you Pisces, that this is the area that's become toxic of work and money. So that it can happen often with a Tower moment suddenly, that something suddenly breaks down. Like it can be about job loss, or that it becomes that something bad happens at work where it's like becomes very clear to you that this isn't going to work and that you need to leave. Yeah. But tell what resonates with how this is manifesting for you, this Tower moment. It may have happened, it may be incoming. Now, the good thing about the Tower moment, even though it can be, it's sudden change, can be shocking, it can feel just like very negative at the time and a loss, that you're taking a hit. But actually what's happening is that this is a spiritual intervention, and Spirit has seen and recognized that a situation was not right for you and has picked you up and removed you from that situation. And yes, it does involve rebuilding, maybe from scratch for some of you, but know that this thing that you are rebuilding is for you, is right for you, is supporting your spirit. And this other path that broke down, that didn't work out, was not good for you, even however much maybe you were locked into trying to make this work. But Spirit has said, no, this was not good for you, was never going to be good for you, and I'm taking you out of this situation. So it may feel, this is, we've all been through these Tower moments before, and it's only in hindsight when we can look back and go, whoa, like that absolutely was not good for me. That was a really bad period, and I'm glad that ended. And sometimes the only way is, it's like Spirit has to end it for us. It has to be taken away from us because we're so locked into making it work that we can't free ourselves. So let's see what's going on for love for you, Pisces. Muse of inspiration or King of Wands. So for some of you, if you are single, this can be a new love interest coming through. Muse of inspiration is full of vibrancy, it's ruled by fire. They are someone who inspires others. Okay, they bring a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. They are fun to be around, they're good to be around, but they take control of a situation as well. So they're very dynamic, they don't hold back. If they like you, you will know about it. So for some single people, you may recognize this person's energetic signature. Know that there is romantic potential with this person if you recognize these qualities, or it can be someone new coming in. There's a slightly different message for those of you who are in a connection, or maybe this is about family, love, relationship, or a friendship. So, you know, if love, romance isn't what's going on for you right now, but for those of you as well that may be in a long-term relationship, this has a slightly different message of you being showing up as this muse of inspiration. And what that means is about you taking control of this situation somehow, instead of waiting for someone to tell you how it's going to go or for the change to happen from them. The change has to come from you. So you need to start speaking out about your needs and wants more. Pisces is non-confrontational, okay? Pisces likes to go with the flow. Pisces is quite hidden a lot of the time as well, and it's hard to know a lot of the time what's going on with Pisces. They can appear to be very laid back and easygoing and not bothered, but we know that they are sensitive, deep feelers, and are kind of feeling 100 feelings all at the same time because they're picking up on everyone else's energies. Yeah, so you are affected, and however much you present that you're not bothered, you know, things do affect you. So this is about Pisces. We need to, even though this is probably not something that you want to do and it's difficult for you, we need to take control and take charge of this situation and begin to you need to not wait around for someone else to change, and you need to say, this has to happen. You know, start maybe giving ultimatums, start speaking out at the very least about what you want. But if you've already done that and you haven't seen the change that you want, then we need to start taking action. So like I mentioned before about this muse of inspiration being a leader, that's like they don't hang around, okay? They're very much about taking control, and it's like, this is happening. I don't care what you think. I don't care really what you feel. I'm at this kind of breaking point, maybe Pisces, in this connection, and you have decided the path of how you want things to go and start kind of laying down the law maybe in some respects, yeah? So challenging cards for you here, Pisces. Big change, and you're kind of almost in the eye of the storm, I feel like, or moving into that in the near future. And it kind of feels no doubt uncomfortable, but these are ultimately, if we can get to the other side of these big changes and big shifts, that we will be in a better place. But it may be in hindsight that we can see that, but Spirit is trying to sort of give you a glimpse into the future of what's needed from you, and know that this is for your highest good, and you will land in a place that is better for you, and you will have more chance of finding that happiness that you deserve, Pisces. So I hope this resonated for you, Pisces. Please let me know in the comments if it did, and drop a like. But there we go, guys. That was all signs. So thank you for those that joined me. Thank you for those that have watched. I'm going to add the timestamps afterwards, so you can kind of check back in and either rewatch or check out your sun, moon, rising and cross watching as well, so it's easier to access. But let me know this was something new, so let me know if you did enjoy it, if you'd like to see more of these, and I can do them, of course. But wishing you all a good rest of the day, good rest of the evening.